It's a natural human emotion to rock. Do you know what rocking does to the brain? It actually calms the pain center. It actually calms anxiety. We always think people rock when they're cuckoo. But you know what? It is an incredible thing to do. Now, most times when you rock a baby, what else do you do? You pat their butt too. So you can do that if you want. You can sit in a rocking chair and do whatever you want. But that rocking is an important exercise to try to bring to your life. Now, some people actually don't like to rock. I tend to get car sick in rocking chairs. It's the truth. But I do other things that rock. I really do rock. And I oftentimes will dance as a form of that type of stress relief. Anybody dance? The waltz. Anybody like to waltz? Okay, I'm like weird. Because all of my friends are like, you waltz? I love to waltz because waltz is like a rocking chair. And it's very calm. Have you heard of the research for Alzheimer's patients, Parkinson's patients, any patients that have neurologically degenerative diseases? Do you know they stop when they waltz? Anybody have somebody in their lives that are facing a neurological degenerative disease? At least 30% of you should. I mean, that's unless there's not in Panama City, then I'm moving here because it's a great place to live. No Parkinson's, no Alzheimer's, that's great. But the next time that person is really having a hard day, Strauss. Sounds crazy, but it works. So find the things that allow you to rock yourself to calm. All right, the next exercise. I love this one. It has all kinds of implications. When I say the word lightness, what do you think of? Shout it out. Weight. Okay, ladies. We're not going to the doctors because we don't want to get weighed. I say the word light, you think skinny. But you know what? That's a part of it. Just think about it very literally. One of the things science is learning is the center of the brain that is involved with compulsive, emotional overeating is also involved with low self-esteem. So one of the ways that many people are actually inventing drugs instead of counseling, it takes forever, because I don't want to be counseling skinniness, just give me a drug. But the drugs that they're working on works on the part of the brain that actually increases your confidence. And when you're more confident, you tend to eat less. It's an amazing little bit of science there. But let's go to loving ourselves to lightness. It's beyond weight. What else does lightness mean? Happy, laughter. How many of you go to church and hear songs about letting your light shine? How many of you hear about being in love is like having a light shine from your eyes? How many of you know that someone in your life is going to die because their light goes out in their eyes? My dad was going to be sent home, or not sent home, sent to a rehabilitation center. And the doctor said, he's got a couple more years. I said, he's got a couple more days. His eyes are dead. The doctor said, that's just woo-woo, and left him. He got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and dropped out with a total heart failure situation. And he was do not resuscitate, not do not suffocate. That's what the nurses always told me. You can suffocate, but don't resuscitate. But nevertheless, that's very real. Anybody have an aging parent? Can you relate to that? Okay. But having said that, his light went out. It is really important to love ourselves when we look in the mirror to see lightness. Lightness is also about laughter. My goodness. There's Loma Linda University published a study just 4 years ago with over 5,000 diabetics that were given 30 minutes of laughter-inducing video, radio, etc. each day. And at the end of, I think it was 16 months, I don't think it was a year, but at the end of 16 months, their C-reactive proteins, which are a marker for heart disease risk, were 50% less, and their LDL, their lousy cholesterol, that's how I always remember it, was 40% less, just through laughter with a control group beside them. Amazing. So we have to love ourselves to laughter, love ourselves to lightness. And, my favorite story, I was just down in Texas. Texas is an interesting place to talk to women. I love Texas. I was in Dallas a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about how to laugh at ourselves. And we were talking about poor body image and blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know, the happiest thing that I ever see in my life is my 8-year-old arthritic dog after a bath. Anybody ever see that? They love themselves to like this, even if they are arthritic. What happens? You wet them, you wash them, you let them go, and they shake, and they are so happy. Their tails wag, they smile. It's an amazing experience. So my suggestion is make sure no one's home.